I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney News and Reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e and happy Earth Day to everybody out there. It's a rainy Earth Day here in Baltimore. I got my Earth Day pin when I went down in 2008. I got this Earth Day pin outside of Soarin', I believe. I was down there in April when it was Earth Day. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there it is. My Earth Day pin. So there you go. Also this week I got my newest 2012 vacation planning DVD. It's pretty much the exact same as the 2011, only they're blue. One's blue and it comes with the same stuff. The 2011 came with the personalized thing and the booklet and the disc. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'll probably watch it tonight, just to see what's going on. But here it is, 2012 Vacation Planning DVD, Disney Destinations. It is free, so I recommend everybody that is trying to go down to Disney to check it out. You never know. It might inspire you to want to go down, because that's what these DVDs are for. It comes with this thing. I'm not going to do an unboxing of it, because it's really no point. They do personalize it, which is really nice. Gives you some information, you know. Also comes with this awesome booklet on you can even order another one, I guess. But anyway, it comes with this awesome booklet that tells you all about Walt Disney World in Florida, all the different maps and whatnot, you know. See, maps. And gives you a description of the rides and what's happening. Mentions the refurbishments and the Fantasyland stuff. You know, it mentions all of that. And the disc itself, right here. And it is free. Just go on to WaltDisneyWorld.com and sign up. That's what I did. I recommend you all do that too, because they have some really cool things that come along with it. You know, I get a lot of stuff in the email telling me all about all the new Disney stuff that's happening. It's really cool. It's really awesome, and I get one of these every year, so totally worth getting, I believe. And it's free. I mean, you know, it takes a minute to get to your door, but it's free, and you know, so I guess you could start a collection. Anyway, so there you go. Disney Vacation Planning DVD 2012. Check it out today. Again, it is Earth Day, so I'm going to be doing some Earth Day themed stuff. There actually wasn't a whole lot of news this week, which is good because I have a ton of footage for you to see regarding these two attractions. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for this little portion. Let's get right to the news. Epcot's new guide map is now in distribution and includes a brief description of the test track refurbishment. Construction walls are already up at the attraction as work begins, with an expected reopening of late November 2012. The Cool Wash Pizza quick service dining location just outside of Test Track has also been removed. It is not yet clear if this is for a refurbishment or if a permanent change will happen. The Coca-Cola Wash location opposite currently remains. So there you go. In other construction news regarding the Fantasyland construction site in the Magic Kingdom, the Casey Jr. Roundhouse, which is the new circus-themed water play area in the Storybook Circus, is expected to be the next part of the new Fantasyland to open next month. Work is continuing on the castle walls, with the second side now clearly visible over the construction walls. The second Storybook Circus Big Top is now also receiving its colored skin. It's blue now, as you can see. And over at Dumbo, more trees have been added to hide the queue area building along the Speedway track. So when you're driving along the Speedway, you don't see that queue area building. You just see trees, and it's nice. So, you know, it's pretty cool stuff. And finally, Epcot's Mouse Gear store has a new retro Epcot Center T-shirt selling at $24.95. It's an awesome T-shirt. However, I don't fit in any of the Disney T-shirts. They don't go up to 3X. Why not? I know you're trying to, say, hey, it's cool to be fit and everything, but I'm about as fit as I'm going to be right now, and I want my 3X T-shirts. I only make like 3X and 2 things. I don't like it. Just gotta lose more weight. Who knows? Maybe maybe that'll be motivation. Anyway, let's get right to the reviews. All right, like I said in my opening segment, this is going to be all Earth Day. It is Earth Day today, so I want to do all Earth-themed rides and stuff like that. And what better section of Disney World to talk about Earth and Earth Day and all that stuff than the Land Pavilion at Epcot. There's 2 attractions in there, not the big one, but 2 other attractions that are really, really cool in there. Well, one is really, really cool. One I absolutely despise. But both deal with Earth and conservation and stuff like that. So I think it's really, really worth it, and it just seems like a good time to review them. So the first thing I want to review today is the Circle of Life and Environmental Fable. Now, what these guys say the Circle of Life and Environmental Fable is a film exploring humans' relationship with their environment. Minor attraction go before 11 a.m. or after 2 p.m., although I've never had a problem ever getting a seat. Inspiring and enlightening, 3.5 stars. Really? Okay. Anywho. Let me give you a brief history about this attraction. It opened on January 21st, 1995, and it is in the Land Pavilion at Epcot. It runs 12 minutes and 22 seconds in a 428-seat theater. I don't think I've ever seen it filled up. It replaced Symbiosis, which was a film that basically talked about how we are symbiotic with with Earth, and how it's a symbiotic relationship. How the Earth gives to us, we give to the Earth, and in order for it to continue this circle of life, get it? Circle of life, we need to take care of the Earth and everything. It was a lot less kid-friendly and a lot more boring. But at least they decided in 1995, after their opening of The Lion King, that they should really, really put in these Lion King characters, because they have the Circle of Life thing. And lo and behold, they did. And when it opened, it was pretty popular, because The Lion King at that time was very, very popular. And now, just like I said, this attraction does have the Lion King characters, mainly Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa. Now, Matthew Broderick is not Simba in this. He did not reprise his role. However, Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella did return as Timon and Pumbaa. Now, here, let me give you my experience, and you will see my experience in this little video, but let me give you an overall thing. I hate this attraction. I think this is one of the more pointless attractions that they have in the Land Pavilion, just because there's nothing to it. It's just a movie. You walk in, there's this big waiting area where nobody ever really has to wait in that area. People just kind of go in, and that's about it. We didn't have to wait. We never have to wait. I've never, ever had to wait for this attraction. It's kind of just constantly going. It's not one of the more ticketed attractions. Let's just say it's not a fast pass attraction. You go in, you sit down, and the movie starts. You got the Lion King music, which is pretty much the only redeeming quality or factor of this attraction, aside from the characters being there. And they tell you about how you need to protect the Earth, and the Earth will protect us, and it's that sort of thing. It's a symbiotic relationship with us and the Earth. I am not knocking. Just let me get this straight. I am not knocking the whole reason for this movie. I'm not knocking the message. I do believe that you should recycle, and you should take care of the Earth, because the Earth will take care of you. You just gotta just do your part and try to be not live healthier, but just live cleaner, and every little bit helps. So that's my little soapbox rant there. But yeah, that's pretty much what the whole thing is. Timon and Pumbaa are trying to open up a Hakuna Matata Lakeside Cottage or whatever it is, and while doing that, they stopped the the water flow because they had to redirect the water flow, and you see how that affects everything, and then they got the pollution and toxic sludge and all that stuff, and that's just not good. Anyway, Timon and Pumbaa see the error of their ways, open everything back up, and it's the circle of life. Pretty much. Again, they play that song a ton, and it's good stuff, and the music's great. So that's pretty much the only redeeming quality of that attraction. So anyway, I have some footage of us down there watching this. There's even a little clip of the actual movie in there, just so you can understand what's going on. It isn't 3D, it's just a movie. Literally, if you were to go to Lowe's, and just watch a movie, that's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, nothing whatever. Anyway, there you go. Just watch.
I just don't want to do anything for like 15 minutes.
Hey, they have a ride for that. It's mildly entertaining.
Get the circle of life. We're doing good. High five. Give me some. There. Have to land or under the seat, right? What?
Oh, are you going to circle? Yeah.
No, it's, circle.
Thank you. No, it's perfect timing. I need to go out.
Circle of life. So we need a fortune, leave a fame.
That's enough, Leah.
That's all I got. That's all.
Oh, is that it, Melanie?
I really won't wait then. I don't know. Yeah, let's wait key first.
Okay, we're standing outside of Circle of Life, an environmental fable. The 15-minute movie that is just a movie. There's no effects, no stunts, or it's about recycling. Featuring Timon and Pumbaa and your friends from the Lion King. So let's go in there, I'll take some pictures and show you how poor it really is.
Circle of life. Why is there a waiting kiosk for a movie?
So we're entering a movie theater. You ready for the movie theater?
The movie experience of Disney. You excited?
Yep.
That's a lie.
This is my
That was
excited
a
face.
lie. Too bad I can't see anything because it's so underexposed.
Automatically.
Yes. Then there's auto-tuneling, which is awesome.
Well, it's Kesha, it's a little big order. So why did you just hop over that line?
This, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I'm handicapped. I'm the Marine. Okay, now I'm upset. There's a green one. Really, Nick? Really? Hopped over there?
Now,
Yeah, movie theater.
Respect every living thing, because you're all connected in the great circle of life.
Well, your royaliciousness, we are developing Hakuna Lakeside Village.
No problems, no worries, all for the good life.
Phase 1, we've dammed the stream to create the biggest lake on the savannah.
But guys, the animals downstream need water too. No, I mean a creature who sometimes forgets how everything is connected in the great circle of life.
You
nothing like them.
Oh, really? Well, you may be more like them than you think. You see, a long time ago, their numbers were small, and they lived in harmony with
The great circle of life.
That's right.
Always have to be the teacher's king, eh, Papa?
The point is, they only took what they needed from nature to survive. So they fished, they hunted,
Loud.
The simple. Yummy.
Brainstorm! We'll build a chain of restaurants.
Set up fun. Charcoal burgers. The secret sauce.
What's the secret sauce?
It's a secret.
Check it out, Papa.
What? Nah.
well, with more people, they needed more space. Guys, it's not just about having more and more of everything.
Charity, and that's our motto.
It made their lives better, had consequences they never expected. Some of the people made...
Megabucks!
No, they messed up parts of the land. And some of the water...
Bottled and sold in the finest bistros?
No, it got polluted.
Gross.
And even the air was becoming...
Filled with happy tourists, all flying to Hakuna Matata all-electric lakeside disco village. Wow, Papa, we'll hit the big time!
We had no idea.
And everybody was okay with this?
People have started cleaning up the water for their plants and animals. And for themselves.
That looks refreshing.
Personally, I prefer mop.
Oh, and you'll love this.
Oh, that looks refreshing.
What a pig.
In treatment plants, water is cleaned and recycled. Future, they're looking for cleaner ways to power their world. Like with energy from the sun. And even the wind. Now people know that they can't just take from the land, and they're starting to give something back. They're finding new ways.
There's the true reaction. Huh? So Nathan, what you think of it?
It was a great nap. Great. It's fantastic.
Cat.
I like it.
Wait, what do you really think, Nathan?
I really think that I took a great nap.
Still 1 star. Absolutely pointless.
See what I mean? It's nothing really special about it unless you're a huge fan of The Lion King, which I know a lot of you are. You might not enjoy it, and I know I'm talking a lot about it, but that's just because I gotta fill up time, and well, I want to give you guys my honest opinion and for you all to really understand what this attraction is. So what am I going to give the Circle of Life and Environmental Fable movie in the Land Pavilion at Epcot? I think you should avoid this. The only reason why I went on it was so that I could give it a 1. I don't think this should be a part of your time there at Epcot. This shouldn't be a part of your schedule and everything that you plan on doing. This is not a major attraction. I don't even think this is a minor attraction. There's so much other cool things to do in the Land Pavilion. They got the awesome restaurants, the Soar and I Live with the Land, which I'm going to be reviewing next. It's just there's other things there, and all they have to do is that they can make it 3D. They just put something else in there, kind of update a little bit. Come on now, guys. I mean, it's so old and retro. I mean, it's over 10 years old, and it's I don't know. They just need to do something with it. I just don't like it. The only pros are it has the good score. Timon and Pumbaa came back, and it's air conditioned. Pretty much it. So if you're looking to take a little chill pill, maybe get a nap, this is the thing for you. I'll never forget the first time I went and actually saw this. There was a kid one, I ripped my pants. On the seat caught my pocket and I ripped it, and it ticked me off. And after it was over, one of the kids down in front said, "That sucked!" And I couldn't agree more with him. So there you go. The Circle of Life, an environmental fable in the Land Pavilion at Epcot. 1 star. Avoid it if at all. Just avoid it, and you'll be better for it. You'll be a better person for it. Yes, I know I was harsh on the Circle of Life ride. I always am, because it's useless. I don't like it. There are plenty of other things to do in the Land Pavilion, like this next attraction, Living with the Land. Now, what these guys say Living with the Land is, it's an indoor boat ride adventure chronicling the past, present, and future of farming and agriculture in the United States. Doesn't sound fun, but it really is. Major attraction, go before 10:30 a.m. or after 5 p.m. or use Fast Pass if available. Go early in the morning and save the other land attractions except for Soarin' for later in the day. The ride is on the Land Pavilion's lower level. Informative, without being dull, not to be missed, 4 stars. Excellent, excellent review on that. I do agree with that. Living with the Land opened on October 1st, 1982 with the opening of Epcot. It is in the Land Pavilion at Epcot, like I said before. It's a part dark ride boat tour, part greenhouse boat tour, that's pretty much how you can easily describe this unique attraction. So it's a 15-minute ride, and it's going through a couple of refurbishments over the years. 1993, the original opening scene, song, and ending were removed because they were a little too campy and people weren't really whatever. And this was originally narrated and hosted by cast members. They would take you through and show you this awesome little thing that they have going on there. Then in 2006, cast members no longer narrated the ride. And then finally in 2010, new boats and new exit railings were made, and they constantly repainted it and refurbished it, and constantly kept the the farming and agriculture part updated and going on, which is actually probably the best part of the whole ride. Now, there are 5 main areas in the greenhouse. First is the Tropics greenhouse, which features crops from tropical areas of the world. Then you got the Aqua Cell, which is essentially fish farming. They have a lot of fish in there, alligators, different things like that, where they just kind of breed fish and all these other different things. Then you got the Temperate greenhouse, which features crops from temperate climates such as pumpkins and cotton, etc. That that sort of thing. And now you might think that this is kind of stupid, but they just show you how they grow these things in unique ways. They're using the latest scientific ways to really grow this stuff. It's actually quite cool. Then there's the String greenhouse, which focuses on innovative, high-density techniques for lettuce, peppers, etc., kind of things that kind of grow on strings. Then you got the Creative greenhouse, which is my favorite. That shows some of the unusual ideas about the future of agriculture, namely growing tomatoes above ground using tomato trees. They have like these little things set up, and how they just let the tomatoes just kind of hang there. It's just really interesting, and it's really cool to see how they do these different things. Then there's 2 other smaller areas, the Biotechnology Lab, which you do see on the ride, where scientists perform research on crop improvement. Basically, you see scientists in there kind of doing their, petri dish stuff. Then you got the Integrated Pest Management Lab, which you do not see on Living with the Land. However, they can only be seen on the Behind the Scenes tour, where they take you behind the scenes and do all this other cool stuff, and you get to see these where they raise beneficial insects such as stingless bees and ladybugs and different things like that. That's the greenhouse section. That's pretty much my favorite section. Now, the first section is the dark ride section, and they're basically kind of giving you an overall kind of history of the land of our little land here, and because you go through these tropical areas where you see like these fake looking butterflies and whatnot, and then you come to the prairie location where you see the buffalo and the prairie dogs. And it's an interesting little side note, bam, we're going to go on a side note here, a little side note about those buffaloes and prairie dogs. It's a bit of trivia. They actually were meant for a completely different ride. Back when Disney was bringing this Disneyland over to Florida, he wasn't going to bring Pirates of the Caribbean. He didn't think that people living so near the Caribbean would care about a ride about Pirates of the Caribbean. So they decided, let's try to make a Western River tour thing. So it was going to be a boat ride just like Pirates of the Caribbean, only going through a Western sort of set. So they started building these buffaloes and prairie dogs and whatnot. However, over time, people were like, well, you're bringing Pirates of the Caribbean over, right? That's the best ride ever. So Disney was like, oh yeah, we are. So they just decided to bring Pirates of the Caribbean over and scrap that ride. A lot of the set pieces for that Western Expedition boat ride is now in the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad roller coaster area. But the buffaloes and the prairie dogs came over to Epcot, and then they were reused. They were brought out of storage for this attraction. And another little note, if you actually look on, when you pass that house with the trees and the mailbox in front, that mailbox has the number 82 on it. The 82 is the representative of the year the ride opened, which is 1982 in Epcot. So just kind of throwing that. Disney Imagineers throw those little things, those little hints and tidbits into rides all the time. So if you actually pay attention, you might actually learn a thing or two. So yeah, so that's pretty much my experience on this ride. We went on. We didn't have to wait a whole long time. The ride line does look really long sometimes, but it does move fast, let me tell you. I mean, you could see that we started outside the ride line. It took us about 10 minutes to get from where we were to the boat, and we went through. We had a great time. It was awesome stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of footage from that. Sorry for rambling on a little bit there. I'm not sure if I did or not. But anyway, I have a lot of footage on this attraction, so check it out, and I'll see you right afterwards.
Alright guys, here we are right in front of Living with the Land, a slow-moving boat ride where they tell you all about agriculture and different things like that. It's a really fun ride. It's very deceptively fun. It's only a 10-15 minute wait. It's really, really cool. Let's hop on the ride and I'll show you what it's all about. The picture is really funny.
I can't even see that. What is Nate doing?
I don't know. He's trolling our picture.
I didn't know it was supposed to be in the picture. I thought it was just you two.
Would have been a great picture if it wasn't for Nate.
You need to tell me that it's supposed to be in the picture. Get in the way. What? How does this mean? It means get over. Get over. This means get out. This means get in.
This means lift. I need lift.
If you do this in the way of out of the picture, it means get out of the picture.
And this is one of the slow-moving rides. It's pretty cool. It's all about agriculture and stuff. Awesome. It's really awesome.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
Yes. Okay. That's okay, Bob. I love you too.
Dead man tell no. Oh, sorry.
To a voyage of discovery and awareness of the richness, the diversity, and the often surprising nature of living with the land. Our journey begins as dramatic and sudden changes are sweeping over the land. The approaching storm may seem violent and destructive to us, but to nature, it's a new beginning in the cycle of life.
Cycle of life. I like the simulated rain.
It's raining on the plants.
To the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its plant and animal species. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicines, and other elements essential to
eyeballed you, boy. They want you for supper. Oh, there's a giant ass bug.
Bug! Oh my god. See them all?
Now we're on Tatooine.
In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once again.
Scarecrow's gonna kill us all!
Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of the land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our methods. Today, we're learning to live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being.
We didn't able to satisfy. Petrick Farm, remembers? A time when we overused.
Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for pesticides by using natural predators like ladybugs and wasps to control pests. In Japan, we're learning that by adding composted leaves and other plant material to our soil, we can reduce the need for fertilizers. In farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing under vegetation containing natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In Saudi Arabia and Mexico, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for pesticides by using natural
How will we meet tomorrow's growing needs for food production, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems, and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times.
My eyes.
This is a big guy.
Welcome to our living laboratories, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. Others, like the jackfruit, fluted pumpkins, and dragon fruit growing here, represent the vast number of lesser-known tropical plants. As we learn more about these crops, we discover that many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. For instance, the fluted pumpkin thrives in the poorest soil conditions of Africa. With its edible seeds and leaves, the pumpkin could become an important staple for areas where other crops don't grow easily. The unique-looking dragon fruit is actually a member of the cactus family. The fruits are high in vitamin C, rich in antioxidants, and have a light, sweet taste. The fruit originated in Mexico or Central America, but is already becoming popular in Asia. It could become a source of important nutrients for people living in many areas of the world. These and many crops, like these sturgeon, that grow to over 300 pounds. Now that's a lot of cabbage. Tilapia, bass, and catfish are three popular crops raised by fish farmers around the globe. Most are grown in open plots, but innovative recirculation systems like ours can conserve water and improve production. More than 200 different species of aquatic animals and plants have been successfully farmed. Even these American alligators can be successfully raised in controlled environments like ours. Nearly half of all fish consumed worldwide is now raised on farms. Making crossbreeding, we can grow crops like these sunflowers and winter melons that are more resistant to pests and diseases.
Extremely hot.
Scientists have even been able to breed plants that can flourish in marginal areas where water and nutrients are in short supply. The result of these efforts is higher yields with less impact on the environment.
Extremely hot pepper.
I like the people sitting behind
I love how they're really specific.
Fertilizer and pesticides. We're growing these nutritious sweet potatoes above ground. This method increases yields, produces larger potatoes, and can be used where rich soil is in short supply. We're growing lettuce using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area.
Like a tomato tree.
Yeah.
See the tomatoes on it? Oh, got 'em on.
Here's something you don't see every day. Tomatoes growing on trees. These plants were originally developed by Chinese scientists. Tomato trees live longer and produce many more tomatoes. One of ours lived 16 months and produced over 32,000 fruits.
Jesus.
Much of the produce...
Rosemary and sage.
The future of agriculture includes some high-flying ideas like the ones you see here. The aquaponics system on your left integrates hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a source of natural fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less resources. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants.
Well, I really did enjoy that ride. It's one of my favorites here at Epcot. It's very classic Epcot. I want to give this ride, as always, 4 stars. Keep it a 4. It's deceptively good because you actually wind up learning something really, really cool.
Well, I tell you, it's actually pretty cool. And when you're there live and seeing all this vegetation and stuff, it's really, really awesome. One thing I learned was that Disney uses all of this stuff that they grow in their restaurants and stuff here. So it's constantly, so they don't have to, use like foreign stuff. They actually grow it all live right there. So everything that you see that is grown in the Living with the Land is being used in the restaurants and other places, around the world. So that's or around the Disney World. So that's actually pretty cool. So what am I going to give Living with the Land in Disney's Land Pavilion and at Epcot? I'm definitely giving this 4 stars, just like they did. I mean, this is an attraction that I think you all should see. It's not a mandatory attraction, however, you will benefit your time there if you actually go and see it. Kids might be a little bored by it, but it is something interesting to see, just because you get to see the the big pumpkin with the Mickey ears. That's pretty interesting, and it's just cool to see all this stuff grown. You're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff that they're growing here, and all the different ways that they grow this stuff. Again, it sounds like it's a boring ride, just it just does, but it's actually a lot better than than the reviews give it. So there you go, the Living with the Land Pavilion and the Land Pavilion at Epcot. Totally worth seeing, totally worth your time. So check it out when you're down there, Land Pavilion or Living with the Land. 4 stars. Check it out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney News and Reviews. Again, there was a lot of footage there, so hopefully it's not too long of a show. It is Earth Day. Recycle. Do your part. Even if it's just recycling every week, you're still doing a lot. Don't throw stuff on the ground. I try not to. It's so funny how, and the whole recycling thing has been so ingrained in my head that I try not to, or I try to recycle, and I try not to throw stuff on the ground a lot. I consciously see myself going, I shouldn't throw that on the ground. I just wait for a trash can. But yeah, so you know, do your part. You know, save the earth. Do all that. There's my soapbox. If anyone from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I really want people to go down to Disney World. Get everybody out there. I want you to get this 2012 vacation planning DVD. Totally worth your time, especially if you're going down to Disney World. You know, this is their little DVD commercial for the parks and everything. Totally worth seeing. It's a really good DVD. Really good, you know, resource to have. So yeah, go down to Disney World, have fun. Go to allears.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. WaltDisneyWorld.com is good too, straight from the horse's mouth. Buy this book if you're going down to Disney World. Totally worth it. Again, all these resources I have or are at your disposal. All those websites I told you, the free DVD, the book. You know, if you're kind of wondering about going to Disney World, if it's you know, it's way too scary, there's a lot of planning. It's not. All that stuff is at your disposal, and you can check it all out. Shoot me an email, whatever, I can help you out with that. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's Disney News Reviews. I'll see you all next week for another Disney News and Reviews. Bye, guys.